ask the members to take their seats, which looks like they have. We have a couple of members that might want to introduce someone. I think Representative White, is he here?
He is.
Yes, okay, yes. Richard?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to introduce my wife and my daughter, Miss Valerie White, and my daughter Susanna. You can all stand up there. And Miss Susanna is from Mount Sterling. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Glad to have y'all. Anyone else have an introduction? Okay, we've called the meeting to order. I would ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Representative Ballman, Representative Blanton,
Present.
Representative Bowling, Representative Bridges, Representative Burke, Representative Chester Burton,
Here.
Representative Dossett,
Present.
Representative Dotson, Representative Flannery, Representative Fugate, Representative Gentry, Representative Grossberg, Representative Johnson, Representative McCool,
Here.
Representative Miles, Representative Smith, Representative Williams,
Here.
Representative Wesley, Representative White,
Here.
and Chair Gooch.
Here.
You have
We do. Okay, I think Representative Ballman is in another committee, and so what we're going to do is we only have two items on the agenda. One is House Bill 85, and one is House Bill 135. With the members, I just had somebody call me so I could remind the members to please turn your cell phones off. Y'all probably don't believe that. Anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to start with House Bill 85. Now, this is kind of a bill that's a little bit in progress, so we probably are not going to vote on it today. We're still trying to collect information and make sure everybody has a chance to be heard on this bill. There is a committee substitute, which we will talk about today, but we're not going to adopt it because if there are other changes when the bill is finalized, then we probably would have another committee substitute, so there's no sense having to undo that one and do another one or whatever. So, gentlemen, please introduce yourselves, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Representative Wesley from the 91st District, which is Estill, Powell, and Madison. I want to thank all of you in the committee. Thank you for having us. I want to also thank, before I turn it over to Representative Blanton, I want to thank the Co Association and Representative Miles for their help on this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. John Blanton, District 92. Thank you to the members for allowing us to come before you today to talk about this piece of legislation. Representative Wesley is carrying this piece of legislation that deals with mine emergency technicians, METs they're referred to, or imagine out in the world of ambulances, EMTs. Okay, they're mine emergency technicians, and currently the law requires a minimum of two mine emergency technicians, and what this bill would do would be on smaller mines of 15 or less individuals. It would allow them to operate with one MET underground. And the reason for that, what we've experienced over the last several years in the downturn of the coal industry and miners being out of work, a lot of these miners that were certified technicians have been retrained to do other jobs. So we don't have the number of technicians that we once had. And so it makes it difficult for a small mining operation that has 10, 12 people. If they've got two technicians and one of them takes off for whatever reason, sickness, personally, or someone else, then the mine has to shut down because they can't operate and stay within the law. And that means that not only are they not producing the coal, but the miners themselves that would be able to be there at work are not getting paid for those days' work. They're having to take off, and so I contacted the Cabinet for Natural Resources back in the summer, began having this discussion with them and worked in cooperation. Commissioner Sloan is here with us today back here. The original bill as it came out, we weren't in agreement on, but the committee sub, they are in agreement with us on in what we're trying to do here. So it's been a collaborative effort with the cabinet. The Kentucky Coal Association at this point is neutral. They're not taking a stance, but they are aware and have been provided all the information on the committee sub. It still requires, when you get above 15, to have a minimum of 2 in the mines when you get above that number. And then when you get above 51, as always, it requires 1 additional above the number of 51 moving forward. So we're not changing that. This is specifically designed to help those small mining operations, to simply keep them from having to shut down their operation completely because one person can't be there. That's all that this does. I would be glad to answer any questions that you all may have about this particular piece of legislation. I am currently working with others, crafting this to make sure that we accomplish what we do, but also continue to provide safety for our miners, which is paramount, that are working every day. So that conversation is ongoing.
Okay. Would Commissioner come to the table, please? Could you identify yourself for the record, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Gordon Sloan, Commissioner for the Department for Natural Resources.
Okay. Now, of course, you've seen the original draft and you've seen the committee substitute.
Yes, sir.
And of course, we're not going to hold you to, you haven't seen what may, if there are changes, what may happen. But at this point, you don't seem to have a problem with the committee substitute as it was drafted?
Correct.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. And one of the things we're trying to do is make sure that we do this right. And I remember I was here when the bill was passed in, I think it was 2007. And at that time, we had passed 2 mine safety bills the year before. It was right after the terrible disaster in West Virginia. And we had passed 2 bills the year before that had only been in effect for 6 months. And I thought at the time that it was a little premature to pass something else when we really hadn't had a chance to see whether or not the other 2 bills were working correctly. But there was a lot of pressure to do it. We had a sponsor who had a bill the prior session, and his bill didn't get passed, so his feelings were hurt, and we pressed on with passing this bill at that time. And unfortunately, we passed this bill doubling the number of mine inspections, which I don't normally have a problem with doing. And we're talking about state mine inspections. But we did that without even really knowing what one mine inspection involved. And that's not good public policy. And later we found out that one inspection for large mines, like some of the ones in my area, one inspection may involve 2 inspectors underground every day for a month. And when you double them, that pretty much means that you have an inspector there every day. And many states don't even have state mine inspectors. They rely on the federal mine inspectors. So at that time, what you had was you had federal mine inspectors there, you had state mine inspectors there. The company has to provide transportation for those people, put somebody with them, and all of those types of things that can interfere with not only operations, but possibly even safety. And that's for me, as someone who's worked in the mines for 2 years. So, so that's what I'm saying. We're trying to make sure we do this right this time. And so what we're probably going to do then, do any of the committee members have any questions? None? Okay, so at this time, what we'll probably do is just pass over this and continue to work. We appreciate you working diligently with all parties involved. We thank the cabinet for being here. We thank you for all that you do to protect our miners and the people of the Commonwealth. And with that, we'll hopefully next week we'll maybe have this resolved. If not, we'll wait another week or 2 or whatever it takes to do it right. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the
Okay.
committee.
Next, Representative Bowman is not here, but we're going to go ahead and take this bill up. It's House Bill 135. I think Rusty Crest is going to, and then we have a couple others that want to testify in favor. So if you'll come to the table, introduce yourself and your guest. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Rusty Kress, and I'm here on behalf of the National Waste and Recycling Association's Kentucky chapter. I have with me Bob Lee, who is our chairman, and Katie Evans, who is our vice president for the region. All of us proud Kentuckians. I believe there's a committee substitute.
There is a committee substitute. It's, everyone has had a copy of it because we have a 24-hour rule. So
Make a motion to accept the
there's a
committee
motion and a
substitute.
second. Representative Wade, Wade Williams, to adopt the committee sub. All in favor say aye. All opposed, like sign. Okay, the committee sub is before us. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The purpose of House Bill 135 is simply to maintain the integrity of the private market in the waste collection industry. There are several ways that waste is collected in Kentucky. One of them is by the government entity itself. Sometimes it is through a franchise that is let through the government entity. And others is what we call subscription service, where you're on your own. These are usually the more rural areas that the government says, you know, just there are plenty of haulers out there. Let's have the free market at work. In some instances, we've been asked to provide individual pricing information and individual customer lists for those services. We do not feel that that information is either useful, necessary, and that it's an intrusion into the private market. And what we have done in this bill is simply say that that is considered confidential business information that cannot be compelled from the hauler. And there are exceptions if there's an order of a court of competent jurisdiction. So with that, Mr. Chairman, we'll be happy to answer any questions whatsoever.
Okay. Ms. Evans or Bob, do either of y'all have anything you want to add?
Not particular, but I appreciate being here, and I'll answer any questions.
Okay.
And I echo Bob and what Rusty's saying about this. I represent the National Association, so this is on par with ensuring that it's an industry standard and an opportunity to compete at a local level confidently amongst others.
Okay, thank you. Representative Dotson, sorry.
Thank you, Rusty. Who is requesting this information? Is it a local municipality or?
I'm sorry, I skipped over that. These are 109 boards. Under KRS Chapter 109, which was substantially amended in 1991. We actually had a special session in 1991 to deal with solely solid waste issues. And they said that the counties are in charge of determining how to properly go about waste collection, but they mandated universal collection, as we should. And these, we call them 109 boards because they're created under KRS Chapter 109. They're solid waste management districts.
Thank you for
Representative
clearing
Bowman
that up.
is joining us. If he'll pull up a chair at the table or whatever, we. Welcome.
Apologize for my delay, Mr. Chairman.
I tell you, your bill's been in serious jeopardy.
Right.
Just kidding. Do you have anything you want to add?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't exactly know where we are in the
I
process
understand.
here, so
Right.
where are we?
We've given you.
We've adopted
Oh,
a
okay.
committee sub.
There's
We
been a
have
motion, yeah.
on the bill.
I don't have anything
Would
else
you
to
like to
add.
second that motion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, motion and a second. Representative Miles.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Just to clarify, in the event that the solid waste pickup is based on a contract with the county or city or whatever it may be for that, those lists and pricings are available to the ones that they've contracted, those cities and counties.
Yes.
This is just saying the ones that are not, that may be in direct competition, do not have to hand their list over to government, so to speak.
Absolutely,
Okay,
Representative Miles.
just wanted to clarify.
Very, very good point, and thank you for bringing that up. Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A question?
Yes.
So the information that is being requested is effectively your sensitive, the industry sensitive competitive information. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And we simply have a potential competitor using government authority to force a private industry to give over private information for the purposes of creating competition. Is that correct?
Yes.
To me, that, just comment real quick,
Certainly.
just seems like incredible government overreach, and I support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Smith. Representative Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's kind of deja vu of occupational tax. When we put the 1% on businesses for them to report and pay 1% on occupational, I remember the kickback from the local businesses was we're actually giving information out on their business that makes it really unfair for competition. If you've got out there a profit and you're showing a profit, it would encourage, people to come in and open up against you. It's similar, it's kind of a privacy thing on when it comes to companies. And Mr. Chairman, I think this is important. It's a good piece of legislation that we protect privacy on our businesses. And I wanted to throw that out because I remember years ago, that was 20 or 30 years ago when occupational came up, they put a 1% net profit on businesses. Well, they have to report that, what their profit is. So I appreciate this bill and I'm going to support it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Not. We have a motion and a second on the bill. Ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Representative Ballman,
Mr. Chairman, if I may, please just record my attendance and a yes vote on House Bill 85 and then a yes on 135 as well.
We did not vote on 85. So
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Representative Blanton,
Aye.
Representative Bowling,
yes.
Representative Bridges, Representative Burke, Representative Chester Burton,
Yes.
Representative Dossett,
Yes.
Representative Dotson,
Yes.
Representative Flannery,
I need to record my attendance and I vote yes.
Representative Fugate,
Yes.
Representative Gentry,
I need to record my attendance, and I'm also a yes on this.
Representative Grossberg,
I need to record my attendance, and I'm also a yes.
Representative Johnson,
Yes.
Representative McCool,
Yes.
Representative Miles,
Yes.
Representative Smith, Representative Wesley, Representative White, Representative Williams,
Yes.
and Chair Gooch.
Yes. The bill does pass with favorable expression. It's the same should pass on the floor. Members, does anyone else have anything else that you'd like to bring to the committee?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all. This meeting's adjourned.